Ugh, this lighting makes me look even worse than usual. Ugh. Will the lighting fill in my wrinkles? Nope, it'll make it worse. Awesome. Good. No, that's even worse. Maybe the secret is to just do this in the dark. Then you can't see. Phantom Pinecone, hello. Oh wow, so wrinkly, yes. Phantom Pinecone, you are now a moderator. Sure. That I think you are. Okay, I don't know what I just selected, but you now have powers. Secret is pancake makeup. That's what I'm missing. I don't have any pancake makeup. Maybe I could find some Bondo around here. Get some Bondo and just like smear it all over. It's just like moisturizer, right? All right. Should be no secret that I have not been sleeping well. Although not as bad as I would have expected. Like some kids just they don't sleep at night, and some kids they sleep not too bad. But you know, if they like roll around and cry, like these kids, they get hungry. You gotta feed them, you know, and they whine when they're hungry. Even the older ones, especially me. We got two people already. I did not expect that. Kids make you look dignified. By which you mean old? Yes. What is that? Oh, that's a garage light. I'm wondering what that was. So today, I'm going to put that together. And you might have noticed the garage looks a little different. Well, you can't see it, but if you're from the garage channel, the wall is a different color now. It's a little bluer than I thought it would be. But I thought blue, and then I'm wearing a denim shirt. I got a bunch of these, which are cheap from Walmart. So I hope when I ruin clothing, I'll be ruining cheap Walmart clothes and not other clothes. Disclaimer, I look dignified. Yeah. Well, you got a nice beard, right? The wall color, yeah, I like the wall color. I thought it would be a cool gray. It turned out to be like a desaturated blue, so it's a little more on the blue end once it dried, you know. But especially like if we just pop around, maybe like that printer, the orange and blue were like the channel colors. Wow, look at all that bloom. I gotta clean that off. So I thought, you know, that the colors would work, right? Yeah, at least I think so. So this is probably going to be kind of a long live stream. I just wanted to see if live streaming this kind of thing would work, because I don't feel like spending hours building this thing alone with my own thoughts. So we're gonna pop this thing open. I'll give it another minute and a half for anyone else to catch the alerts and come trickling in. YouTube is not good at sending out the alerts, and I'm not good at sending out the alerts early enough that YouTube can actually send them out to people who care. So kind of both of our faults. But I'm all set. I got my computer, which is not opened to the live stream. And I got a tea kettle and some tea somewhere on top of the kettle. I'm blind. And we're going to get going. Hey, look, there I am. Pretty cool. Hey, look, there I am. Oh, no, we don't need sound on there. Is there a way, so I may not be new to YouTube, but I'm definitely incompetent. So is there a way for me to go into like the live streaming thingy? Okay. Can I manage the live stream? Echo for emphasis. That's right. If it echoes, it's important. Is it in studio? What is that? Go live? We are live. Connected, streaming, blah, blah, blah. No upcoming streams. I'm literally streaming right now. I'm streaming me trying to find the stream on the laptop. Okay. Okay, well, forget it. It's Oh, and that's... Oh, I see. I'm logged into the wrong channel. It is no different. Help? Pinecone, help. What do I do? I don't want to schedule. No, I don't want to do any of this. Let me click that one. Okay, there we go. We got it. No idea. Click some stuff. It worked. I did that. It worked. Okay. Okay, we're good. Now we're in the zone here, I think. I see myself. I don't want to have to see myself. Okay, well, it's been about 5 minutes. I got one viewer anyway, so we're gonna pop this thing open. Ta-da! Prusa XL. And this is a 5 tool head version. They said they were going to send me, I asked for a kit, and they sent me a built one. But from what I understand, they're not fully built because like they're just ridiculously big. So it just means I'm not going to be putting in like every single screw. So you get the lighting. There, okay. So you're watching this unboxing as I'm doing it. I have not opened this box. And then the enclosure box is down there. I figure I'm not going to worry about the enclosure until we got the printer going, because I can't, what am I going to enclose, right? So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. What you can't tell on camera is this thing is crazy heavy. I cleared a spot in my floor over there just to throw junk. Fancy box opening, yeah. 5 tool heads is crazy. Yeah, and it's not like 5 filaments, it's 5 extruders, which is like nuts. But it means I can use filaments of different temperatures, and so I can print like nylon, carbon fiber, along with TPU, along with like PETG, like all at one time. Okay. Oh, where do I put this? Huge box. There we go. Don't mind the screams and the smashing. Let's see. Hello. XL, blah, okay. Prusa cheat sheet, some Allen keys. Neat. This will be helpful. Let's see what's in this box. Prusa Mint. PLA Galaxy Black. That's kind of cool. Yo, Mexi Best of. How are you doing? Still includes gummy bears? Maybe. I think they do. I've informed my oldest child that there are free gummy bears in the garage after like a half hour. Oh, look. There we go. Gigantic. This is a much bigger bag of gummy bears. How many gummy bears are in this thing? It's all in freaking foreign language. I don't read that. 8,400 kilojoules, whatever that is. 2,000 calories a day. So lucky to have a printer. Wish I could afford one. They're pretty, I hope it's pretty awesome. Let's see. How am I going to read this? I don't know what those nutrition facts are. Okay, 343 calories per serving. How many servings? That's what I'm looking at. It's not even remotely English. This is like in Russian or Greek or something. Party sized. I can't even see. Okay, I give up. Kid's gonna show up eventually and steal this anyway. So, gummy bears off to the side. 3D printing handbook. That's pretty cool. I think I got one of these with the old Prusa printers, the Mark II and the Mark III. That'll be pretty neat. I've messed around with the slicer a bit. It seems pretty easy to use. Let's see here. Careful. Oh, foam. Foam. Oh, I got the heater up there. Images are reversed. Everything is reversed. Is that? Oh, it looks backwards in my screen also. Is there a setting for that? Flip, well, flip just goes to that camera. You can look at a bunch of clamps and wood screws. That's not it. What is this? Highlights saved to your channel. I didn't want to do that. Create, highlight, hide, live video. Okay, no. The clamp wall isn't flipped. That's good. Huh. Well, I don't want this to be flipped. Maybe if I flip the camera around, I can use I'll just read chat off the laptop. Maybe. We'll go with that. How about that? There's the light there. Now are we backwards? Boom. Huh, on my screen, it still shows it as flipped. Oh, not flipped. I'm an idiot. That's what it shows me. 3D printing handbook. Good? What? Are we good now? Some idiot put a giant box down there. Now it's okay. Okay, we'll just go with that. It's good. Got it. I knew there was a reason we had that thing. Good, good, good. Also, Ice Cream 62. Welcome to the stream. Moving on. What is this? XL LCD. So this must be the LCD screen. Think. Yes. Okay, this is the LCD, the user interface. Cool. I'll put that off to the side. Let's see. Did you get assembled or semi? I think this is, what did it say? I think it's assembled. I threw the box away, but I think it's assembled. All right. This is 2 little screws, more cardboard. Hang on, camera adjusting. I don't have a cameraman. Okay. Well, it looks like this is the front. Ugh. What do we got here? Don't throw away parts inside. How do I even get this out of here? Here we go. I just looked up the price of these. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding, right? It's kind of crazy. ZK has one though. He like uses his to like make money though, so it makes more sense for him. Got a tool kit. Tool kit, pliers, screwdriver, various little things, Allen wrenches. This looks like a Wi-Fi cable, Wi-Fi antenna. Flash drive. Transport helpers. Okay, so this is like the packing strips and stuff. And a power cable. And some little odds and ends. Multi-tool accessories. Okay. Good try. And we got XL multi-tool neck extruder assembly, spool holder, extruder sock, and a bunch of those. A bunch of those. So we got 5 of these. 5 of these, which are kind of cool. And the unveiling. See, man, that is huge. That thing is gigantic. That doesn't look important. Okay. One might even call it XL. Yes, exactly. I wonder why they call it that. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, man. We're sitting uneven. There we go. Okay. Close-up time. Get out. That thing is gigantic. Freaking-gantic. This bench, by the way, these are made out of 2x4 foot plywood sheets. So that's a 2-foot sheet, and it takes up basically the whole thing. Old, but still beat that Bamboo H2D. I do not have a Bamboo printer. What does this do that the Bamboo H2D doesn't? I know that one has a laser thing, right? Which didn't really interest me because I'm not into lasers. But it, is this, does it outperform it or something? I know it has 5 heads. I think the H2D has 4. Is that right? Check it out. Let's pop that off. Cool. Satin powder coated sheet. That's pretty neat. Neat. 5 extruder. H2D is 2. Really? I thought the H2D was 4? It's only 2? All right. I don't have any Bamboo printers, so I have other Prusa printers. Speaking of which, let's take a look at this. XL build sheet. Mark III build sheet. How's that for a size difference? Pretty cool, huh? And for reference, this is the Mark III. So that's a Mark III, Mark IIIs Plus or whatever it's called. And this is the XL. That's quite a difference. Wouldn't you say? This thing, probably one of the most reliable printers I've ever had. Second, maybe only to the Mark II that I have. Not saying the Mark II was like way better than a Mark III. It wasn't. I've just had it for years longer because I got the Mark II like when it released, and it's still working fine. Like I last used it a week ago, even though it's kind of old. And I still use this one too. But for now, let's get that out of the way. So let's see. Did this come with instructions to set it up? I do not know. Does this tell me how to set up all the other things? Or do I pretty much just have to open the other boxes for that? Yeah, okay. Here we go. Okay, good deal. Here's what we have inside the tool head box. Looks kind of neat. Now you're going to have to join me down at the workbench. Let me go looking through this thing. Overview, okay. Extruder, single tool version. If you'll excuse me for a minute, I gotta clean this lens. Does that look better? Is that better quality? Hope it's better quality. How to move the printer. I probably should have checked that. Oh, I can just grab these upright things. All right. That'll make it easy. Plugging it in. Preparing flexible print sheets. How to print a sheet correctly. Okay. Will automatically recognize the number of installed tools and add more items. That's neat. So if I just assemble it, then the thing will automatically know it's got 5 heads. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Do I want to go back to the beginning? I'm going to read this book out live on stream. That's fascinating content. You would know if you had 5 heads. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I would figure that out. My hat budget would be insane. Can you imagine the shampoo budget? 5 heads of hair. Okay. Error screens, your first print, basic controls. Okay, well, there's a couple of things that are pretty straightforward. Let's plug this thing in. Looks like we got a ground. We got a ground right there, and then we got one of these cable things. Let's see, how am I gonna twist that around? I know this is fascinating content, guys. There, I felt it snap, and then this looks like it screws into these. Oh, and it's like movable? Kinda, so I can at least move this over a little bit. Neat. That explains these. The Mark III, I remember building that on stream, and it took a long time. Let's see. BRB, getting food. All right, we'll see you in a bit. You wouldn't believe the number of little Allen wrenches I have all over the place. Every printer comes with like half a dozen of them. Okay, let's see. That. Allen wrenches, screwdrivers. So anybody left watching, what kind of printers do you have? And if you don't have any, what are you interested in? Oh, that's not. Here we go. There we go. There we go. I just noticed you can see the reflection of the camera in the screen. Neat. Looks like we got a pretty big screen here. We got a knob and a reset button. Slide that over to the side because every picture has it over there. Okay. Control the printer. Preparing flexible print sheets. Removing filament. You know, it's not telling me how to actually build the thing. I mean, it is kind of just built already, but unless I missed the instructions somewhere.
I forgot to come out. Is there still gummy bears?
Yes.
Okay, I'm here.
Someone has shown up to steal my gummy bears. Gummy bears. To you.
Why is it so big?
Because it's a big printer.
Oh, yeah.
It's very large.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Big print head. Big this thing. Bowden tube. Spool holder and an extruder sock. Four, five. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the side. Check this out. 1, 2, 3 over here. 4, 5 over here. And if I'm thinking correctly, these things mount back here, right? Or over the back. This means I'm gonna have to move this thing. Potentially have to spin this around. Okay. See an Ethernet port back here. That's good. All right. So anyone watching, does anyone else have this printer? Because I remember the other ones using the other printers I had to build. It looks bigger from this angle. It looks really big. This thing is gigantic. Okay, latest version of the handbook can be found online. Okay. How to lock and unlock an extruder manually. How to move the printer. Did I miss how to build the thing? Is there another... Okay, calibration. This thing works once it's constructed. What am I missing, folks? This is the risky part of live unboxing. I cannot find instructions. This looks like a pretty serious thing. Wouldn't you say? I think these are the... This is what like mounts into the tool, the extruder nozzle thingy or whatever it's called. Flowing around in the gantry. Cool. And this looks like spool holder, telescopic spool holder. This is the bit that mounts to the printer. Looks like that goes in operation. This must go through there. Okay, neat. Very neat. All right, we'll go back to face cam for a minute. I kind of see how they're supposed to mount, but I want to make sure I look up like a tutorial or something. So we're going to move over to the bench. I'm going to turn on the T and I'm going to look. Let's see. We got 6 people watching. That is a record for this channel, which is to say this is the first live stream and the first person who showed up was a record for this channel. How's everyone doing? I'm not doing a great job of inspiring people to chit chat. It's probably my mistake. You can see, relative to my head, this printer is gigantic. Let's see. Has anyone tried the Prusa Core 1? I hear good things. Oh, we suddenly shot up to 9 people. Is Facecam the kicker? Is that the key? Is that what helps? You could print a model of your head complete with hair. I could. All good. How far through the build are you? Well, not very far. Well, I have a built one. The thing is, I didn't find any instructions on how to attach the neck extruder bits to this thing. And I can kind of see, like I can see where it's all supposed to go, but I kind of don't want to screw it up. Are the instructions in here? Did I accidentally throw them away? Has anyone else built one of these? This is supposed to be an assembled printer. Oh, cool. It comes with stickers. Neat. 3D printing in progress. If this were lore accurate to my garage, it would be on fire in the picture. Let's see. Overview. No, this is all this has nothing to do with how to put it together. This is just printing. Where to put it. Use of double-sided sheets. I mean, clearly the filament and stuff comes from back here. It looks like it mounts to this thing. You know, mounts back here. Am I missing a page? Has anyone else built one of these? Oh, I just noticed. It doesn't come with instructions. It just told me. So, it says scan a QR code, which I can't do because my cell phone is what's recording there. But I'm going to look up assembly instructions here. Printable parts, spare parts, sample G codes, firmware, single tool, dual head. I think I have the XL5 head assembled. I think that's what I have. Printer package is heavy. It just warned me. Package is heavy. You don't say. My back already hurts. 1 meter by 1 meter. I don't have a clean workspace that big, but 2 by 4 feet is what I got. I probably got 2 by 6. And, you know, overhang front and back. Okay, all right. I want to show you guys what I'm doing too. And apologies for the noise. There's the tea kettle's brewing. So we have that part, multi-tool neck extruder assembly back here. It does mount to that honeycomb thing like I thought. Spool holder, Wi-Fi antenna. Cool. Next. Okay, I got all the tools. Lubricant. No need to apply during assembly. Okay, I don't see the lubricant. I don't remember that. Fasteners. Some tools. Multi-tool accessories. Oh, here we go. That's where it was. Okay, so the lubricant, Prusa Research lubricant and acupuncture needle, just in case we need acupuncture. Here's the Wi-Fi cable, and here this must be a mount for the Wi-Fi. Okay, it's all coming together. Here, dropped the lubricant. Now, has anyone had lubricant in a 3D printer? So like this is Well, you lubricate a bunch of stuff, but the tool heads, especially on a Core XY, like I just had I've never had this on a bed slinger, but my K1 Max, where the tool head goes back and forth on the bar, that bar, the lubricant turned black and gummy, like goopy. And it would like jam up, and then, the thing would skip. The teeth would skip on the belt, and it screwed up a bunch of prints before I realized, like, why is this so hard to move? Lubricant. Does Creality use cheapo lubricant? Was I supposed to maintain that? Because I certainly did not. Anyways, it's back to printing. That's what printed this, by the way. This broken violin. Okay, LCD fasteners. LCD fasten. I already put the LCD on. I was way ahead. We got drawn to scale. A silicone sock. Silicone sock. Bingo. Caution! Avoid direct skin contact with the lubricant used for the linear rails. If this occurs, wash your hands immediately, especially before eating, drinking, or touching your face. Is this stuff made out of arsenic? Like, what do you mean? Don't get grease on your hands. Okay. Wasn't going to be licking the printer anyway. Lubricant accumulates in the printer's bearings, mainly in the linear rail channels. Okay, got it. Don't touch that. Not that you can see it. Avoid direct skin contact, blah, blah, blah. Got it. Next. So, guiding the extruder PTFE tube. Hover over the... Oh, it's telling me how to look at a zoomed in image. Okay. We are here for you right there, chat. I will say this. I haven't... it's been a while since I built a Prusa printer. And even longer since I had any of them malfunction at all. But Prusa's been pretty responsive. Like back the only Prusa printer I've had that's failed was my original Mark II, which came fully assembled. And there's like the Pinda probe, the magnet probe, and the wiring is like zip tied really tight onto the head. The wire broke inside under the zip tie. It's the only problem I've had. And I sent them pictures and they're like, okay, yeah, and they just sent me a new one. I don't remember if it was under warranty. I remember having the printer for a while. But no one asked. I sent them pictures and they're like, yep, what's your address? And I gave them, like, here's a new one. So that's kind of cool. Okay, package is heavy. If children are involved, always supervise them. What children is going to build one of these things? Already ripped that open. Already disassembled it. Already had the gummy bears stolen. It's going to fast forward. So while I'm doing the typical mail thing and not reading the instructions, how's everyone doing? Okay, I already did this part. The 2 screws, got it. Is that something else I was supposed to do? Oh no, already did that. Already did that. Already did that. We need to watch an unboxing stream to find out how to set it up. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, kettle's ready. It just clicked. That took forever, didn't it? I used tiny amounts of 3-in-1 oil on mine. Interesting. 3-in-1 oil. I got some of that laying around. I forget what I used. I think I just dug around until I found a random tube of not Prusa lubricant, but like it came with one of the other FDM printers and it just had Chinese all over it. And I like opened up, like, yeah, that looks like grease, and I just like put that on there, and hey, it worked. But like the first bit of grease just kind of loosened up the black goopy grease, and then I wiped all that black gunk off, and then I put fresh grease on, and it worked. I didn't disassemble nothing. Maybe it'll come back to bite me or not, but that printer was not working well anyway. Manually, okay, here we go. Always grab the handles on both sides of the printer. Do not lift by the aluminum extrusions or the metal sheet profiles on top. Okay, I figured that. Aluminum ain't that tough. Place empty cardboard box approximately to the front center of the heat pad. Manually move x-axis all the way to the front and approximately to the center. Okay. Here we go. So careful to not touch the linear rails and then touch my face as per the instructions. Here we go. We're supposed to move this all the way to the front. And I mean, I would call that the middle, right? I would probably already call that the middle. Hang on, moving my light. Okay. There we go. Find this part. They also said put a piece of cardboard on the bed, so there's a piece of cardboard. That should prevent it from having issues. Okay, we have this bit, the cable, right? Okay, we have, let's see, it says version A, gray nozzle seal, version B, red nozzle seal, version C, dock without the nozzle seal. What is the nozzle seal? I don't see, this is the nozzle seal, so that's gray. Continue to guiding the next extruder cable. Click. Carefully rotate the printer to the back. Okay, well this ain't fun to rotate, let me tell you. This should have been a table like in the middle of the room would be best. Locate the long metal profile. Okay, so let's spin this around. Even with everything out of the box, this thing's heavy. Whoops. Okay. Okay, we're supposed to locate this thing. Okay. Okay. Locate the long metal profile in 5 M3 holes inside the rear aluminum extrusion. There is a screw in the long metal profile which is fixing the part during transport. Keep the screw in the metal profile for now. Okay, got it. Oh geez, I keep hitting the thing. We're locating right there. That's the screw. There's a long metal profile here. There's 5 screw holes. That one is fixing it in place during shipping. Said leave it there. That's what they say. It maintain the position of the long metal profile. It must not move in bold letters. If the metal profile moves, push it all the way to the left and fix it with the screw. Okay, so they really mean it. Okay, in the meantime, pour some tea. Okay, I have located that part. There we go. Step is the same for all versions of the dock assembly. Take the cable bundle, take the XL dock cable router on the bottom, metal sheet below the aluminum extrusion. Okay. Okay, pretty straightforward. How am I going to film this part? Because you see there's this little screw there, and it goes in a hole on that metal thing. Oh, I see. Now this is some behind the scenes for anyone doing YouTube or just watching YouTube. Doing anything on camera makes it take at least 3 times longer to do it, and then you have to edit the video, which takes multiple times longer than it did to do the thing. So if you wonder why some YouTubers don't get much done, it's because everything takes forever. And then you watch other YouTubers who get tons of things done. And the rest of us on YouTube are like, are you a witch? How can you do that? See there, lined up, this down here, big cable bit out the top. Okay. I'm supposed to fix that screw in place, I believe. Where is the Allen key? Here it is. All the way in there. Is that even lined up? Okay, well that's the right Allen wrench. You got it. I know this is riveting content here. Trying to fish a tool through a hole and down another hole to line up a screw that's buried inside something that I cannot see. Right? Oh, there we go. I was just turning it and it suddenly got snug. So there we go. That is snug. That is snug indeed. Cool. Cool. Okay. The dock is a press fit. The screw must be tightened firmly. Okay, I tightened it firmly. I'm always nervous, like tightening, because like I'm a repairman in like day job. I fix appliances, and some of those sometimes you can like really crank things tight, but a lot of times you got to be careful because it's like sheet metal screws and you don't want to strip them out. I'm super careful with this because this ain't going into sheet metal, so it's a little tougher. But I kind of never. I just don't trust things not to strip out because as soon as you strip something out, it's like, and you just want to jump off a bridge. Oh, I spilled my tea. Hold on. There we go. All right, next. It's just showing pictures of what I just did. Step the same for all versions of the dock assembly. The dock it must be tightened. Okay, I got it. Next extruder dock inspection. Ooh, a video. We're gonna watch a video. Ayo, Turd Ferguson snuck in, and I didn't see you. See, this is why I don't like this camera setup, because I can't see the chat come in. Turd Ferguson, hello. Good to see you. Chaz Woodall, hello, found you on the Forum Labs content. Do you own a print shop of some sort? I do not. I'm just a massive nerd. Just a massive nerd. I print enough stuff to have a print shop, but I do not run a print shop. 30-second inspection. So I put the thing in there. I tightened it up snugly. Mine doesn't wobble that much. Mine's a little tighter than that. Tighten it up snugger, more snugly. Mine looks like that. Green check mark. Good to go. Step is done. Again, step is same for all versions of the dock assembly. At this point, you should have already installed 2 docks. I only installed the 1. Should I just install all 5, do you think, before moving on? And then remove that screw. Attach the 3rd, 4th, and 5th dock the same way as the first dock. Okay, if the dock is a press fit, so the screw needs to be, it's all the same. Okay, so now I got to do all the other ones. The other 3. Got it. And then we'll go on to that part. All right. Back here. Actually, here, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. What I'm doing is putting that whole assembly in there and then feeding the screw that's built into it into that hole. You see right there? And I got to do it through that hole with the assembly thing. I'm a massive nerd too, so I found the right channel. Yes, welcome. Welcome to Massive Nerd Land. I guess I'll just put all the other four. I'm trying to avoid having just parts scattered all over benches, because I'd really like to not lose some behind there, because like there's a crack between the bench and the wall, and there's a whole bunch of stuff down there. Whole bunch of stuff down there. Here we go. Number 2. Second verse, same as the first. Careful. Line that up. Let's see. You said you found it through the Formlabs content. That's a pretty awesome printer. I have a bunch of things already going for that for more content if you're interested. Although the very next one it's probably not going to be featured on this channel because it was the clear cast metal casting resin. That's not the right Allen wrench. That's the right, I think that's the right one. Anyways, use the clear cast resin to cast up some rings. Why can I not? It's like there isn't a hole in the correct spot. There we go. See, another comment came in. What kind of trouble are we getting into today? Building this thing, or just assembling a mostly assembled one. Someone just joined the Discord. Yes, Phantom Pinecone has posted a link to the Discord server. There is a 3D printing channel in the Discord server, but there are also other like maker type things in there. Because I don't just do 3D printing, I do a bunch of stuff. And as Phantom Pinecone himself is well aware, I will convince you to do a lot of things you probably shouldn't. For example, he is the proud owner of a bunch of leather working tools. Trying to carefully line this up. Yeah, it's lined up. Doesn't look damaged or anything. Just give in and start collecting hobbies. It's easier that way. It's true. It's true. He's very true. Oh, I think that's in. I think that's it. Nailed it. And snug. Good deal. And we'll just make sure they're similar levels of snug. Not stripping snug, but you know, snug. I don't have many. Jack in the shop, you don't have many hobbies? Does that mean you have some free time? Or perhaps some sanity remaining? 3D printing, CNC router, plasma, CO2 laser, fiber laser, diode laser. You're building an RC lawnmower and ham radio. RC lawnmower, that sounds fun. I was trying to get this like automatic lawnmower called My Oldest Child. She mowed the front yard once and then she's like, no. And then she ran inside. But she's not old enough to start the mower on her own. I mean, that automated mower would have been voice controlled. They could have said, go mow the backyard, and she would just go do it. But nope. Instead, she shows up and steals all the gummy bears. Okay, next. Next extruder. All right, round 3. And ham radio. Never done ham radio. Oh, this one, I think I may have aligned that one perfectly. Right out of the gate. Oh yeah. There's snug. Oh wait, now I'm supposed to remove that other one. Sometimes there's a glitch in the lawnmower. Lawn not mowed, gummy bears missing. Exactly. It went all glitchy on me. Now I got to take this out. Ooh. This almost feels like someone cross-threaded it in. I hope that's not going to be a problem. Looks like no. Looks like it worked. And CO2 laser, fiber laser, diode laser, a lot of lasers. What do you do with those lasers? Laser cutting, engraving, something like that? Shoot them at your neighbors? Okay, we're gonna go back. All right. All of the above, awesome, including shooting them at the lasers or at your neighbors. Next. I have not played with lasers yet. I keep getting emails from laser companies like, hey, try this engraver. Like, what? I don't have space in my garage. And then now I'm filling it with this. Also, there's like fumes that come off of like burning stuff with lasers, right? And I have some kids who like screwing around with stuff, and I'd really rather not have them go blind. Let's see. Yes, there are. Yeah, fumes. I mean, there's fumes from printing too, I guess. Fumes, and I do have resin printers out here, which there are plenty of fumes of those. Though not the Formlabs ones. The fumes don't seem so bad. Snug fit. Okay. And last but not least, extruder number 5, or mount thingy, whatever doohickey they call it, number 5. There, they're all snug. Cool. Looks like an octopus worth of cables. Going every which way. Next on the instruction list. And actually, I gotta plug this phone in because it came unplugged. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes, and I want to stream. I would like to stream until I get a print, or get started with one anyway. So it might be a while. Lasers are a hard second. Plasma cutters are the worst for fumes. I imagine. Yeah, I don't have a plasma cutter. I mean, I got like welders and stuff, but I switched. I was doing MIG welding, and then I briefly tried stick welding. And then I got a TIG welder, and I prefer TIG welding specifically because it doesn't fill the garage with smoke or sparks. And I imagine plasma cutting is like nothing but like gaseous metal. And I'd rather not breathe that. Let's see. Okay, we got it all in according to the instructions. Following instructions are intended only if you have printers without pre-installed nozzle seals. I think I do have the pre-installed. I have the pre-installed gray nozzle seal, which I've already, yeah. Next. Nozzle seal. Okay, antenna holder. There are different antenna holders. Here's my antenna. Here's my antenna holder. Looks like it's over here on that side. No? I don't see one over there. Side mount version A. I must have this version. B. Okay, yeah, there it is. All right. Okay, so that thing, I have other printers with antennas, but I rarely use them. I almost always just use a flash drive or something. Okay, by verifying I have the rear mount. If the Wi-Fi mount is not pre-installed, your printer may have the rear side mount. If this case, antenna holder, navigate to version B, Wi-Fi antenna holder. Okay, yeah. Remove the nut. Put the washers from the antenna connector. How about anybody watching? Do you have an unnatural fear of connecting machines up to the network? Like maybe it's because I watched Battlestar Galactica too early on that why would I want to network things that can work when they're not networked? Am I weird? Is that weird? Don't answer that. Okay, so I got those off. insert there. Like that. Cool. Then we go with lock ring. And so put antenna connector through, insert thinner washer on backup connector, tighten the nut on the antenna connector. Good job. The Wi-Fi antenna is prepared. Okay. Using one of these. It's kind of neat they sent me these. I mean, I got a whole bunch of tools on the wall over there, but look at all the different wrench sizes in those. Neat, huh? Now I watch my network with Wireshark. Interesting. So I can see where all the data packets are going. That's probably a good idea. I should probably do that. I just don't log things onto the network often, and then I'm probably losing some functionality and stuff. I run Home Assistant, even your light bulbs. Even your light bulbs have IPs. Interesting. I don't have any home automation done. I have old school 20-year-old switches. And like half of my power outlets are loose. Like the good old days. Okay, next. Done. Looks like the picture. So, okay, locate. Loosen 2 screws on the cover slightly. Push the cover to the right and remove them. Loosen 4 screws on the electronics cover. Remove the cover. Okay. Back to the printer. And I have a garage light over there that's just blooming the crap out of this. Maybe I'll go turn those off in a minute. See, we loosen these. That's not the right Allen wrench. Is that? Oh, it's not an Allen wrench. Torque. Torque, bingo. No, I knew someone who, I saw somewhere that someone had one of those Wi-Fi connected washing machine, and it was using 40 gigs of data a month or something. And all I can think of is, why would I connect my washing machine to the Wi-Fi? Because the washing machine I have in my house doesn't even have a computer. It still has a timer. You could crank it and pull. Okay, I removed that. Now we remove this. Oh, it's like it just slides up and out. Okay. Bingo! Take a look at all that. We got little 2-amp fuses all over. Neat, neat, neat. And a bunch of plugs up here and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's literally for posting your dirty laundry on the internet. Yeah, that's what it must be for, right? Run a Dell DL160 rack mount. 72 gigs of RAM installed. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, and let's see. Connect the first dock from the right side cable to the upper slot. So the first dock, this one, to the upper slot. There it is. The plug is like 180 degrees where it should be. Like, which way do I twist it 180 degrees to make it plug in? That's almost painful. Click. The second dock from the right side to the lower slot labeled Dwarf 2. So that's here. to dwarf 2. Click. Next. Push the antenna cable through the opening of the cable cover, guide it behind to the electronics box. Okay. Like the video, you fellow nerds. Yes. Hello, Turd Ferguson. I'm not smart enough to be a nerd. What do you mean? Nerd is a state of mind. So there we go. It's a state of mind for people who like to learn weird things. There, that looks about right. Connect the antenna to the appropriate slot on the XL buddy board. Tighten that in. Okay, so it's on the lower one right there. Here's one thing I don't like about working on modern electronics. We're going to flip around and do the other facing cam. This is standard stuff. Like there's nothing goofy here. This is all standard. I just like whining about stuff. So this is the cable, the Wi-Fi antenna connector. It's pretty standard. It goes on that. Pretty standard. Notice how tiny it is. It's embedded in something, and my finger is much fatter than it. So I have trouble getting a lot of this stuff connected. And it's not just because this stuff is way too small, but I also have some nerve damage in my fingers. So just imagine if you're fixing machines all day for your job, and now you have to mess with these kinds of things. Come on. Was it lined up? Like I'm right-handed, but my right hand is all tingly. Or some of my right fingers are tingly. These 3. The main 3 that you use on the dominant hand. Come on. It would probably help if I wasn't also holding a camera with my other hand. Whatever. I'm gonna put this camera back on the mount, and I'm gonna 2-hand this one. Because I got dominant hand with messed up finger nerves, and non-dominant hand, which is just dumb to begin with. So double dumb. Come on. It's totally lined up. Ah, there we go. The audible click finally went in. I got a set of fancy tweezers recently that would be good for that. Yeah, that would be nice. MCX connections for micro coax cables. You know, anytime I hear the word micro, I want to punch somebody, because like I just don't have fine-grained like feeling. Like, you know, when your foot goes to sleep and then you get blood flow back and it's like it like hurts, but it's like tingly, and you kind of takes a while to get all the fingers back. Imagine if it pauses at the still kind of like 20% tingly phase. That's these 3 fingers on my dominant hand. They're permanently slightly tingly. Like these, full sensation. These, well, this one mostly full sensation. This one kind of. These ones, it's that little bit of tingly left. That's what I got. And then, okay, we gotta screw this upper thing back on. Okay. And we screw this on over the cover. Is that not the right one? I don't think that was the right one. There we go. That's better. Okay. Make sure it's actually on camera. Yeah. It is on camera. I really wish there was a way to like set it so the chat would just stay all the time. What? Top chat? Some it's telling me that some of the chats aren't even available. What? Sometimes YouTube is angering. Okay, well, there we go. That's back on. Next up. Do not take XL splitter board out of the printer. I didn't plan on it. Third extruder, fourth extruder, fifth extruder. And then there's one more. There's one more connection. Was there like a 6 extruder planned for this thing, or is that for something else? We'll have to find out later. And how am I supposed to route these, like with the covers later? All right. I mean, 6 extruders, that would just be crazy talk. Snap, snap. And this one. Oh, that's kind of stretching it. Click. There we go. That's kind of stretching it. The other thing I don't like about most modern machines, the wiring is never long enough. It's always like, give me 2 more inches, 3 more inches. On the other hand, if they give you way too much wiring, it's like, what am I going to do with all this wiring? There's just so much wiring. It's like a rat nest. Like, I'm going to complain about everything. That's basically what I'm saying. The default is top chat, which filters some stuff out apparently. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Tea break. Cool. Next. Okay, it shows them all up like that. Okay, cool. Looks good. I'm just gonna double check the instructions. Okay, yep. Next, be careful. Any cables. Don't want to put this back on. There's a little cutout here. They even like cut and bent it over. That's kind of neat. Be careful. Do not pinch any cables. Oh dear, I see a problem already. I gotta get this out of there. I hope I didn't kink it too bad up there. Okay. Easy now. Okay. I don't think that went in way too easy for it to have pinched any cables, so I think I'm good. Is this the right size for this? They sent a screwdriver also. It is! Hooray! There we go. Okay. Good deal. Did not pinch any cables. Now we get to move on to the next part, the side part. Locate the right filament sensor, insert the first dock, the upper hole, second, middle, third, lower. Okay, easy. This is what they're talking about. First, second, third. There's also, it says numbers 1, 2, 3 on the other side. So we got first into the 1 slot on the filament sensor. Second into the 2 slot. Third into the 3 slot. Ooh, again, that's not the third one. There's a third one. 3 into the third. Click. I bet I know what the next instruction is going to be, and I bet it's on this side of the printer. Yes, over there. And 4, 5. Number 4. Number 4 is the top. Number 5 is the middle. And this bottom one doesn't say 6. It doesn't go 4, 5, 6. We secretly swapped 3 and 4. Let's see if he notices. I would not. It doesn't go 4, 5, 6. It goes 4, 5, smiley face. Smiley face? What's that about? Again, maybe they were trying to do a six head. That would be so cool. I mean, 5 is cool. Previously to this, I've only had one extruder. Now I got 5 of them. And a bunch of hardened nozzles and stuff. They sent me like a bunch of hardened nozzles, different sizes. Because I do mostly like engineering kind of stuff. So like carbon reinforced nylon is useful to me. I don't just want to print in like colored PLA. You know? Let's see. Next. Okay, the following step. Prepare the antenna. This one. The original one is shipped with 2 versions of the Wi-Fi antenna, each a different shape. Functionality is the same. I got the one that looks like this. Let me guess, it's screw it into the thing. We recommend putting it straight upwards. All right, let's back here. Go around the nest of wiring. Get that threading in. Bingo. Next, spool holder. Telescopic spool holder, okay. There's a printed spool holder and an injection molded spool holder. These are definitely injection molded. Injection molded spool holder. Okay, so I got, looks like a little insert thing with the screw. Following steps, please prepare all of them. Well, I got this and I got this. It shows a third part. Why don't I have the third part? Looks like this is just gonna connect up. And the screws and the nuts. Here we go. Okay, here's the screws and the nuts. Smaller screw and nut. Okay, 2 injection molded parts. Continue to version B. Okay, I don't need those. I don't need that third part. Got it. Okay, looks like this just clips in the side. These side things here. Let's do it on this side. Okay, we're gonna do it over here. This has these channels, and it looks like it just tells me to stick them in the channel there. You know, and then that's what we screw the thing into, right? Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, they can go up or down. Yeah, bingo. Okay, channel. And then they're just movable. Can move them up or down. That might be useful if I need to put like huge ones in there or something. Okay, then take these as expected. Snap. Cool. And we go a long way down this thing. Please don't drop this on the garage floor. There we go. You know, I'm kind of curious. This thing goes out and in, so you can have like a normal. You can have a normal spool on there, I imagine, and then if you want like, oh, you can't see. If you want like a wider, bigger spool, you pull it out, and now you have a wider spool area. I've used 5 kilogram spools before. I wonder if those are too wide for this. I don't know. I'll have to find out. I don't have any of the spools laying around. I do have some pretty big spools. Time for more. Ugh. 9 people still watching after an hour and a half. Has anyone watching actually built one of these before? That's my question. And if so, do you have any tips? I apologize for Discord noises if you can hear them. They're coming from the computer over there. Easy. Bingo. Okay, there's another one. That might be too low. The spool might hit the bottom. We'll find out. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Spool holders. Now, some of my other printers, I don't even use the spool holders. I use, I would make a, like, I used to have a lot of printers in my basement. Like, there's a bar down there which had like two layers, and I would have the printers on the raised ones, and behind on the lowered ones, I just had like large poles going across on all the spools, and they would just feed from there into the printer. Rarely even use the actual spool holder on the printers. Although sometimes, like when the spool holder's on the top, I would put an empty spool up there and use that just to guide the filament around. That seemed to work. But that system has changed, along with my basement reorganizing. And now I see why this Allen wrench is much longer than the others. So this got to fish these all the way through. There we go. Cool. Spool holders. Oh man, that's big. That is big and heavy. Now we got the other side. Little bags everywhere. This will be fun to clean up. No, I heard somewhere that like getting pulled over with these too many of these small plastic bags, they would do you for like trafficking or something. Because like there's no reason to have thousands of these unless you're selling drugs. The thing is, I used to be an archaeologist, and we would drive around with like tons of those kind of bags. So those are like artifact bags, specimen bags. You would put the thing in the bag and then Sharpie what was on, like Sharpie like the test unit and the layer and like that kind of info. So we like, by the letter of the law, could have been arrested for like, trafficking. But like I promise, it's broken pottery. That's all it is. Doesn't help that archaeologists tend to look like they're the kind of people who would be transporting something that wasn't legit. You know what I mean? There we go. Next. Like this one, this printer was pretty assembled when I got it. I can't imagine starting with the completely unassembled one. Like how long would that take you to build? Do not use the spool holder as a handle, it says. No kidding. This hollow piece of plastic shouldn't be used to lift this 70-pound monstrosity. You don't say. There we go. Bingo, bingo. Spool holder's done. Next. Other side spool holders, already did. Oh, they wanted me to put both of them on the front? Whatever. And now, starting in April 2025, you may receive a new neck extruder. The difference described is blah, 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 blah. Can't talk. The difference is described before the cable bundle is connected to the neck extruder. Okay. Here it is. Mine looks like the picture. Please prepare 5 of them. Let's do one at a time. Okay, take the extruder, place it carefully next to the dock. Place the 2 metal inserts through the white holes. Oh, not those. These. Through the white holes in the dock. The magnets will help you dock the extruder. Well done. It's ready. Okay, so it just sets in there. Got it. Because this is the thing that the print head's going to come and pick up, right? So it has to be able to dock easily. Of course, that means I got to flip this thing around. Okay. Whew, man, that's big. Okay, next we're working up here. Okay, looks like, what are these cables? Crazy cables. These little holes go through. There's little white holes there. Okay, so this goes like this. Click. That's neat. Next up. Click. Huh. The magnet does indeed help. This thing is both gigantic and crammed for space all at the same time. All right. Now, next, take the tool cable bundle. Okay, we got a cable bundle. Hook up the keyhole openings and the flexible plate. Okay, what? Okay, so this goes there. Okay. Looks like there's like a rigid cable here to keep the wiring and the hose from kinking. There we go. That explains why these things, every time you see one in pictures, it's just got all these cables flying out the top. So that's these things. Each tool head has its own little bundle. All right. Shaky hands. So, anyone watching, if you had a 5 tool head printer, what would you print? Oh, I'm getting my streams twisted. There we go. Don't cross the streams. There we go. Okay, all attached. moving on. Okay, there's a version A and a version B. Version A, cable bundle is secured with 2 screws. Version B, it is secured without any screws. Which ones do I got? I see screws. I see screw holes. So that must be these 2 screws. Okay. So now we're going to attach them one at a time to these. Got it. That's a lot of screws. I should be able to take that off, right? Yeah. Click. Attach. I still kind of like how, despite this thing being like multi-generations into 3D printing and still including injection molded parts, they're still 3D printing a bunch of these parts. That's one thing I think is interesting with Prusa. Other companies probably do this also, but they're using their own printers to build their own printers, which is cool because then like they're making their own equipment, right? But they're also testing their own equipment long term in a like manufacturing context, which is kind of neat to see. Ugh. I think I know why people don't live stream putting these things together, though. Click. It's just a lot of time looking at a tiny screw. Probably should have removed this screw before I tried clicking that thing in. Oops. You ever drop a screw while you're doing something and immediately think, oh, well, that's gone forever? All right, 2 down. And you know, with the 5 print heads, this is actually getting kind of repetitive because I'll do one thing and then it'll just say, okay, do this. And then it's like, okay, now do it 5 more times. Hang on, just doing some computer stuff. Huh. I've been just chatting here, and I've noticed my stream chat on my phone is not giving me all of the chats. ZK showed up, ZK showed up 4 minutes ago and said 3 things, and it didn't tell me. It did not tell me. You were in top chat mode. No, I was in live chat mode. I thought I was in live chat mode. Hang on, I just changed it to top chat mode, and now his chats showed up. Okay. Okay. So ZK said, so big got that 5 head. That's right. Guess he had problems with those coming unplugged. Mine don't have any screws. It said, yes, you're a mod again, ZK. I know you from before. You're not just some random internet dude. ZK is a top only chatter, I guess. How many gummy bears left? I don't know. My kid showed up and stole the bag. Now next extruder. The kid is a smart one. That's right. Show up for the important bit, stealing the gummy bears, and then run off, leaving me to fend for myself with only tea. And a mustache, which is way too long to drink tea with any dignity. Huh. And then see, I got screws. The screw plug. Here, I'll try to bring it closer. There's little holes in there, screw holes. And that's how they attach it on this version. The instructions showed 2. Like a lot of this is 2 versions or 3 versions or something. I got the 2. Re-injection versus printing. Mine was the first batch, came with printed spool holder. And the 2-head upgrade had an injected one. Mine has the injected spool holder. The way the print lines were oriented in the printed one, it looked like it was designed to break under heavy spools, which is probably the opposite of what you want, right? Kind of the opposite. So yeah, neat that they iterate. That is neat. I like that they iterate. But they're also like using their own printers to make their printers, so they're seeing what's going to wear out first. Which means they're going to have a fleet of their own printers with more hours on them than anyone else will put on their own printers, right? There. Click. Long bolt through the middle basically kept it in tension. It was fine. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Mine didn't have a long bolt. It had a really short bolt in it. I'm sure there's a reason they switched. Like if they're making a lot of them, so they probably thought there was a cost savings there, or perhaps because that was a pretty simple part, they could just injection mold that and then free up some of their printers to make other parts. Let's see. I just noticed I routed that one differently. I'm going to redo that. It may not be important, but I don't want there to be a difference. I should probably just check and see if the image showed a specific way to route the cable. Not really. It looks like they show a couple of different shots. Okay, whatever. Guess it doesn't matter. Click, click, click. There we go. Now this would be a case where having a camera like up high, seeing what I'm doing would be nice. But this thing is so big, I would have to keep moving it around. And these all have, yeah, these all have the brass nozzle. I think it's a 0.4. I got some other nozzles though. I got some 0.6, some 0.8, and some 0.6, like high, like that hardness, whatever they called it. So I'm definitely gonna swap those around. I'm probably gonna put. I'm gonna make sure the thing works with all the 0.4s. I'm not gonna mess with that. Once it's working, I'm probably gonna swap it all the 0.6s, and then they have 3 0.6s that are hardened. So I'm probably gonna change 3 of them to hardened 0.6s. Because I'm gonna mostly use those for the engineering stuff, the carbon fiber reinforced filaments, which they sent me a lot of them, which is good. Plus, I have a whole bunch of it like that I bought sitting down there. But I figured if they're gonna send me theirs, they should have like the profiles should be good to go. Probably. I still don't like trust the profiles that come in machines. I always like go back and adjust and all that. Except with the Centauri Carbon, I kind of just stopped caring, and it worked. So maybe the Prusa ones will be fine. But I'm going to make sure it works with the 0.4 nozzles and just some PLA. And then when it gets to printing some cooler stuff, then I'm going to swap the nozzles around to all 0.6s because, like, I'm sure this thing should be just fine. For printing fine details and stuff, but really, I'm not going to get a gigantic printer and then print tiny things with it, right? That's ridiculous. I got tiny printers all over the place. But I want this for giant things. Prusa ones are perfect for theirs. That's good. Done tiny adjustments for others using the generics. Okay, cool. So I could probably just use their settings. They also sent me a spool of that variable at different temperatures. It has different stiffnesses. That's going to be fun to mess with. I print lots of tiny things when I exhale like 50 items on a bed. Okay, well that makes sense. If you want to print a lot of tiny stuff, this would be perfect. Have you seen there's like a growing number of YouTube channels where people are printing miniatures in FDM. And I don't really get it. But I mean, I guess I get you don't want resin fumes and all that junk if you don't have a garage to like vent them or something. Resin is gross. Okay, yeah, there you go. Resin is pretty gross. But you know that Formlabs resin is not that gross. It doesn't smell bad. If you use their cleaning solution, it's some other chemical, it also doesn't smell bad. They do say wear gloves and definitely don't touch it. But at least it doesn't have like the gross fumes. And the resin seems kind of stickier, so it doesn't drip everywhere. They have a resin for normal printers. It's called Creator Tough and Creator High Clear or something. The Creator Tough resin, it takes like 5 times longer print exposures than the normal stuff because it doesn't have the nasty photo initiator chemicals, but it still prints pretty good and it's pretty tough. And it has it's on sale right now for $15 a bottle. You have 4,200 hours on your XL. Wow, 174 days. Well, that's good news. If you have 174 days on it and you don't have a bunch of problems, then that's a good sign for this one. What is this? Oh, this is the inspection sheet for this printer. All right, well, I got them all. I got all the nozzles and stuff connected up. Let's see what's next on the list. Next. Okay, I did all of this. I stuck all of those in, and it looks good. And then it says, good job. Congratulations, your original Prusa XL is ready to be fired up. Compare the final look with the picture. Yep. First run. Okay, so we're going to do a first run. I horribly over-tensioned the belt. Looks perfect. Didn't have to swap belts and steppers. Looks perfect. Okay, so don't over-tension the belt. I think I've never had to replace a belt on a printer before, but I also don't really mess with them. Keep the smoke in. Yeah, I hope it keeps the smoke in. All right. Well, I got a spool here of black PLA. Let me ask you this, ZK, which print beds, which sheet do you have? Because I got a satin powder coated sheet. Satin powder coated sheet, both sides. That side has some fingerprints on it. You have all three? Okay, because I got, let's see, these are nozzles. This is a mouse pad, I guess. Rubber mouse pad with textile surface, that's cool. PLA on satin is good, smooth for high detail first layers, textured for PET G. So this is XL PA nylon, XL satin. That must be the same as that one. And then steel sheet XL textured. Okay, I got all three too. ABS on satin, fancy nylon sheet. Yeah, they said, the guy who shipped it said they had some nylon sheets that were factory seconds. That may be, they may have cosmetic issues. But I'm like, I don't care. It says do not clean with acetone. All of them say do not clean with acetone. You see, I've been cleaning this, the texture, the PA nylon says do not clean with acetone, IPA, and alcohol-based cleaners. So what do I clean them with? If not acetone, just IPA. And then with the PA nylon, do not clean with acetone, IPA, and alcohol-based cleaners. So soap and water. Okay, well I guess that makes sense. Soap and water. I've been meaning to get a sink out here because I know behind this wall there is a shower. There's hot and cold, and then directly below this wall is the house drain in the basement. So I thought I could I know a really good plumber. I could just say, hey, come to my house. I need 2 shop sinks installed. I just haven't got around to it. I actually had better results with soap and water than anything. Interesting. That's interesting because in my basement where I keep all the other 3D printers, all the FDM ones, I've just used acetone on everything. Huh. Okay. So, brief description of the wizard. There's a wizard. Keep looking at shop sinks. I want a shop sink. I want really bad. And directly below this is where I want to set up the pottery studio. So I would have him come and put in 2 sinks. Because you need a lot for that. IPA for quick clean sometimes, but it doesn't clean. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want it to clean. Acetone works pretty good, but I don't want to screw up the sheets. Kind of just smears stuff. Yeah. Make sure you are running firmware 5.1.2 or newer. Some parts of the wizard must be done multiple times. It depends on the number of the tool heads. Dot calibration, load cell, filament. Gets a fine sure. Make sure the printer is placed in a stable place with no ambient vibrations are transmitted. And plug her in. Okay, just wouldn't use acetone. Yeah, soap and water. I got soap in this house. Somewhere. Let's see. I gotta clean up and make some space on this bench. Because where else am I gonna put it that's stable? Let's see. And did I miss the step for the neck extruder sock, or is that later? Does the sock, because it uses the nozzle, right, to bump a thing to calibrate itself? So you put the sock on after? Socks are optional? Okay, got it. Barefoot it is. Let's see. So many boxes. Okay, I'm gonna scoot it. Okay, all four corners are on the workbench, and all four workbench corners are on the concrete. So that's about as stable as we're gonna get. See, if you're planning on swapping nozzles ever, there's a handy head holder tool that makes it a million times easier. Really? Like a thing that I can just print? That would be nice. A head holder tool. That thing is pretty big. Prusa designed. Okay, cool. I guess I will have to just print one of those out because I am going to be swapping the nozzles. There we go. I can just feel my shoulder joint popping as I'm doing this. The longest part is redoing the tool offsets. So that's like calibration. And we're on. We are on. Gonna swap this around. Boom. There it goes. Flashing dwarf. What? There's a flashing dwarf? Flashing dwarf. It's doing this quite a lot. Verifying and flashing another dwarf. I do like the older 3D printed LCD cover. Yeah, that would be cool. This one looks injection molded. I kind of like all the 3D printed stuff, you know what I mean? Always be prepared for the flashing dwarf. Yeah, he could just pop out of a cabinet and boom, open up that trench coat. Beep. All right. Is it a touchscreen? Oh, it is, but I don't want to touch it. There we go. English. Hi, this is the original Prusa XL printer. I'd like to guide you through the setup process. Awesome, please do. Printer type XL, tools, 5 of them. Okay. It is a touchscreen. The wheel is easier. Yeah, that's definitely true. I don't like touchscreens ever in anything. Give me buttons. See, scan networks. Some of these printers don't make it to my garage. Wow. Ben's Ready Room. Who is Ben? LG oven? I don't have an LG oven. Orange Panda. Death Star. I probably shouldn't be giving away all my neighbors' Wi-Fi's. So I'm just going to do this part so you're staring at my face. I think that's mine. Oh, password. What is the password? No, go back. Ask the kids for the. I'll have to ask the kids for. The thing is, when I want to look up the password, I always check in my text messages with my wife. She sent it to me once. And I can't do that now because my phone is streaming. So how am I going to check the Wi-Fi password here? I mean, I know it's like words and numbers. I just don't know what the last digit is off the top of my head. Wife, if you're watching this stream, please come out and tell me what the numbers are. Yeah. So is it possible to do it with like some other kind of connection? Is it possible to check my text messages from here? Probably not. Numbers. Just gonna guess. I'm gonna guess some numbers that I think it is. You don't need network now for the setup? Okay. Okay, skip network setup. Run self-test and calibration now. Yes. Before you continue, make sure the print sheet is installed on the heat bed. Bingo, print sheet is installed on the heat bed. Print sheet is installed. Go. Okay, here we go. Okay, flip. Sorry, everyone. You just got motion sickness. It's going. Fan RPM test. Print fan RPM test. So while that's running, how's everyone's days? Lights are blinking. Noise is happening. Blink, blink, blink. Attention, the test has failed. This could have been caused by a wrong configuration. Do you want to adjust your printer configuration? Yes. Printer type, it is an XL. Tools, tool 1. Nozzle harden, nozzle high flow, no. Return, what is happening? Nozzle diameter, I have not a hardened or high flow nozzle. Well, what is going on? This should be okay. Retry self-test, yes. All of them are blinking green. So they're all plugged in. It looks like all the fans were going. They're doing a print fan RPM test. All blinky green. Okay, the I wasn't watching. It showed hot end fan RPM test showed okay. Other ones, the print fan RPM test was not okay. Okay, watch it. I hear another fan going, but it doesn't sound as good. The RPM test has failed. Check both print fans. What did that say? It's gone already. Check that the print fans, like here's a fan, those were okay. And here's the other fan. I think that's the hot end fan, right? And then this other one here. Check that the fans are connected and unobstructed. They're all moving fine. Okay, I'm setting this. Whoosh. I'm going to take each print head off and check them out. Unobstructed. Are we looking at this fan? Because this is the one that blows the nozzle. This is the one that blows the hot end, I think. So we're looking at these. I don't see anything disconnected. That one's not obstructed. Pop open the little access panel. It should be plugged in from factory. Pop open the little access panel. This thing? Let's see. It's finicky, kind of locks closed, so it should what? It should just this thing looks like it should just snap open, right? There we go. Got it. Again, if we're looking at this fan, what color was that? That's the German flag colors. Here we go. That's in. Okay, one of them's okay. What makes me curious is all five of them said that. And now it showed all five had failed. Like, I'm just going to hold this thing. It's going. They're all moving. I feel the blowing. That one doesn't sound real good. Let me see how this one sounds. Interesting. Oh, Prusa. I mean, the fan's clearly moving, and then it moves at a different RPM, so the fan works. It seems fine, yeah. I can just skip it. I think I'll just skip. But see, it is definitely blowing at a different RPM, and they're all doing that. They're all moving. I think I'll just skip it. Okay, next test. Continue anyway, yes. We have a calibration here. This thing. The fans are a different color. I wonder if it's a firmware update. It could be. I'm just gonna. I mean, I'll just connect it to the internet and continue running calibration and tests. Yes, continue. I'll connect it, update the firmware anyway, before I print anything. Right now it's calibrating. Calibrating! Please wait. So ZK, you have one of these. Have you printed anything yet that pushes the build area? Like push it right to the limit. Zoom! There it goes. Those were some noises that it just made. Firmware updates are done either via USB or the cloud service. Got a USB. Should probably move this back so the printer is more in camera. Shiny. Okay, there's the bed. We suggest opening the online guide for a first-time calibration. Continue. Do not touch the printer. Be careful around the moving parts. I've printed some kind of big things that had to go diagonally to fit. That's pretty big then. The calibration dock is illuminated at the bottom of the front side is flashing with white color. Loosen and remove the deck pins. The deck pins? Illuminated at the bottom and the front side is flashing. What are we talking about? Dock pins. Remove the dock pins. That one's flashing? It looks like it's showing me that thing. So remove these. The silver pin sticking out. Got it. I need a flathead screwdriver for that. Did they not include one in the kit? Oh, reach around the corner and grab one. All right. Should have come with a little triangle tool, like a guitar pick. Okay, let me see. Little triangle tool. I do not see it. I'll just use this, I guess. Oh, no, not small enough. Huh, I don't like that I misplaced something. Oh well. Pin, one pin out. Next pin. Should I do this on all heads or just the one that's blinking? Because there's only one blinking blue. Loosen the two screws on the right side of the dock pillar, marked in orange, using the uni wrench. The uni wrench, this thing? Not that one. Loosen, but it does not say remove. I'd take all, this part is just annoying, but it sets the positions of the docks. Don't really have to do it every time. I'd take all the pins out and loosen all the screws. Okay, so I'm loosening these. Those two screws are loosened. Loosen all the screws. Got it. Okay, might as well loosen all these screws. Also, it's a bit awkward to use. You wore out your Omni wrench. This is a bit awkward to use. That one wasn't even tight over here. Okay, got all the screws loosened. Now time to remove all the pins. These are kind of tight and I'm not using the right tool. All right. Ooh. The screws, I don't feel like they're in very clean threads. You know what I mean? Is there any reason why they would ship these with the pins already in if the first thing you have to do is uninstall? I think the triangle tool is in the same bag the Omni wrench was in. I also got one of these in that tool, in that bag. And I got all the Allen wrenches, but I don't see the triangle tool unless I bumped it. The first step was to put them on. Yeah. Well, I didn't put them on, but I'm saying, like, if the first step is to take them off, why are they even on when I get the things? Come on. Whoops. Took all that time to finally drop one. Probably so I don't get lost. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. It's just weird they wouldn't install like the Wi-Fi adapter, but they did have these on there, and you have to take them off. Whoops. Speaking of them getting lost, I already dropped one. Okay. So I have them all removed. And now we're going to do the next step. Continue. Align the tool changing mechanism with the tool and lock it by sliding both metal bars to the right. But align the tool changing mechanism with the tool and lock it. Okay, so is that something I got to do? So I got to like push this back into there? Nonsense, we would never lose parts. Right. Manually move it. Got it. Move it. Right, here we go. Like that. And then lock it by manually moving it to the right. Okay. Okay, it's moved. Tighten the top deck screw on the right side of the pillar. Only the top one. Okay. Move the silver tab things. Ah, hold on. Move the silver tab things to the right. Okay. Silver tab things are moved. And now I need to grab this wrench again and tighten the top screw. And there. Screw is tightened. I'm going to click continue. Do not touch the printer, it says. The printer is moving while measuring the deck position. Okay. Okay, camera mount. Do your thing. Tighten only the bottom screw. Tighten only the... Where is the bottom screw? Oh, here we go. Tighten only the bottom screw on the right side of the deck pillar. Okay, bottom screw tightened. Continue. Install and tighten the dock pins. Be careful, the next step it will be moving. Okay, now we're back to the pins. And continue. Zoom! Back it goes. Whoops. Well, it seems to be picking it up and putting it back. Is that good? Was it supposed to make all of those noises? Dock successfully calibrated. Okay. Continue. Dock 2 calibration. Already did that part. Already did that part. Okay. Can redo that tool head later if needed. It seems happy. Yeah, it seems happy about the noises. It didn't seem to care. But we'll see how it goes in the future, I suppose. Now I tighten the top one again. All right, that's good and snug. Next. Should be a nice metal schluck noise. Yeah, there's a nice clunk. Like a nice bolt action rifle. I'm not a gun guy, so I wouldn't know what that feels like. Now it's doing its calibrate. Tighten only the bottom screw. Continue. And the pins. No, not that, not those pins. This one. Okay. 3 pins need a bit of grease on them to be consistent. Okay. They actually don't tell me to grease everything. It said they have the grease and it says you don't need to grease stuff, but it's for maintenance only. Let's see. Continue. Let's see how this one sounds. Do not touch printer, it says. Dock successfully calibrated. Okay, cool. So I just need to keep doing that. Dock 3. Boop. Boop. Okay. Tighten the top pin again. Okay. Here we go. For the next one, after locking it, wiggle it so it finds a nice home. Okay, I should have read that while I was doing this. My bad. But it's going. I think I didn't quite have those locked far enough to the side at first. And now tighten the bottom one. Okay. And the pins. All right, just Prusa things. All right. I think the video or whatever instructions are more detailed. It's not intuitive. That doesn't seem super intuitive, but this, it's not too bad. I didn't have to build the entire thing, so that helps. See, that one seemed to go better. I think because I had these snapped in the right position to begin with. Okay. And same deal this time, but for this one. Okay. Boom. All right. Guess since you've not been, what? Was this a fully assembled one? Yes. Guess so since you've not been here all day. I think, well, I thought I was getting the kit version, but they sent a fully assembled one. And this has taken long enough, and I haven't even cracked the box on the enclosure yet. So I guess I don't need to build it from scratch for content, you know what I mean? Okay. And the pins. I bet this thing would just be a monster to try to assemble like a full kit one. Top pin, these threads are not super clean. They feel kind of like dirty threads. And you mix that with my just like fear of cross-threading anything, and it's a little bit more difficult to get these together. The enclosure is a bit of work. I'll do it a different day. Took me all day. It was fun. Lots of bits. Even then, it's partial assembly. Okay, so tomorrow, like the gantry is fully assembled. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll probably do the enclosure maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow or maybe like later on today. Okay, that's in. Away it goes. Maybe I'll just get the printer humming today and make sure the printer's good and mess with that for a week, and maybe next weekend I'll do the enclosure. Okay, we good? We good, Mr. Printer? Especially with that fan issue, maybe I'll just make sure the fan issue is fixed before I go enclosing anything. Boop. Wait, I think I skipped a step. I forgot to tighten this top thing. We'll have to redo this. Abort. All right, let's try that again. Okay, yeah, that's still nice and loose. Okay, please park tool manually, move the tool changing mechanism. Like that. Then lock this. Oop. Okay, there we go. Okay, crisis averted. We're back in business. That top thing is getting pretty stretched. All right, now put the pins in. The last two pins. Okay. Oh, and tighten the bottom. Okay. And away we go. Okay, is that all the calibration we got for those? Dock calibration successful. Okay, cool. Continue. Continue. Now it says it's doing a load cell test. Selecting tool. Okay, you will need help with this test, or we will need your help. You will be asked to tap the nozzle. Don't worry, it's going to be cold. Okay. Load cell test passed. Okay, got it. Had to tap the nozzle. It counted down, and it went beep, and you have to touch it. Now I assume we do a few more of them. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Load cell test passed. Here, since it's not super critical that you see everything that's happening, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to set the camera up like this. So at least I can talk, and you can see my ugly face. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beep, load cell passed. Time for a tea break. How's everyone else's weekend going so far? You know how mine's been going. We're almost here 3 hours. Those are very good sounding, like thunks when it picks up the other tool head. I think that's all the load cells. During this test, the heat bed and extruder will move in full range. Printer may vibrate and be noisier during homing. Okay. I assume this part's going to take a while. I've been checking out the slicer too. It seems pretty easy to use. You know, getting the different colors and everything. Z-axis, check. Nozzle heater, check. Heater testing, huh. It doesn't like extruder 3. I got a problem. Whoops. I got a problem using this thing, using the extruder 3. An issue, preparing, heater testing. 3 didn't even want to prepare. The green light's blinking. You see? It's got a green light blinking. Okay then. Weird, yeah, that is weird. Because it's obviously plugged in, because it's got power and it's blinking. And in the fan test, the fans were running. Nozzle heaters test. Maybe we just try it again. We need the Jeopardy song. Do, 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 do. Hey, it worked that time. Nozzle 3 to check. Wonder what the difference is. I hope they didn't send me a possessed printer. I have to deal with glitches all the time. Well, it succeeded at preparing anyway. What about heater? Come on. Double check the firmware after all this. Yeah, for sure. For sure gonna update firmware. Seeing a lot of green. Seeing an awful lot of green. Green, green, green. Well, you know, for being fully assembled, this sure has taken a long time. You know? Green, there's only one little spinning wheel left. Green, all green. It all worked fine this time. Okay. Continue running calibrations. Yes, third side filament sensor can be remapped to the right side. Calibration will follow. Remap? I guess we can stick with left. Please wait until a tool is picked. Okay, it's going to pick the first tool. Please make sure there is no filament in the tool and side filament sensors. You will need filament to finish this later. Continue. Is there any filament in the tool or side filament sensors? No. In progress. Insert the filament through the side filament sensor into the extruder until the tool filament sensor detects the filament. I need some filament. I need a roll. There's a roll. Let's see. This one. Oh, this was a Ziploc bag. I didn't have to rip it open. Oh well. Okay, so this is PLA. This is the spool of PLA that it came with. Where is the end? There it is. Okay, I have some filament in my hand now. Insert the filament through the side sensor until the extruder, blah, blah, blah. Number 1. And there it goes, up and around. Filament inserted. Press continue. Calibrating. Do not remove filament. Mine's only a 2-head, best color. The Galaxy Black, it looks really good. Figure things get complicated with 5 times the parts. Yeah, 5 times the parts is okay. Remove the filament to finish. Filament sensor calibrated. It looks like it's got, the color looks like it's got sparkles in it. Is that something? Like it's black, but like a sparkly black? Okay, make sure there's no filament. Any filament in the tool side or filament sensors? No. Insert filament into number 2. Okay, sensed. Press continue. It's basically a really pretty glitter charcoal. That's cool. Remove filament to finish. Okay, continue. No, there's no filament anywhere. Insert the filament. Okay. Same as what's on the printer, although that's PETG or metal. Like PETG, like this. That is pretty good looking. It works, you know. Like the metal looks like the metal has like a black metal flake paint, light metal flake, and the printed stuff kind of matches. That's kind of neat. Okay. We'll move over here, continue. Load that into number 4. Remove the filament. Yeah, this is just doing the same thing 5 times in a row. No. Whew. Okay, tool offsets. We will need your help with this. Okay, nozzles have to be perfectly clean for good calibration results. Clean all nozzles, clean parking plate. Press continue when done. Parking plate? What do they mean, parking plate? This, the build sheet? I don't, what is a parking plate? Install sheet. Okay. Sheet install. The parking plate is a little nub under the nozzle on the dock. Okay, I don't. Is it this thing? That thing? This little nub? It didn't ask me to install it. It asked me to install the sheet. So install sheet. Preparing for calibration pin installation. Don't slide the sheets on. Okay, got it. Does it damage something? That must be the calibration pin. It looks like what I've seen in other videos. Calibration pin. You will need that, but it said to clean the parking plate, the little nozzle cover thing on the dock with the silicone. Yeah, scratch the PCBs on mine. Oh, okay, interesting. Moonron, bit of Captain Tape fixed, but it was kind of sad. Yeah, you know, you don't want to scratch your expensive new tool. Remove the sheet. Install the pin, this pin. There we go. Cool. Also, I figure exposed copper against metal sheet isn't a good idea. Yeah, probably not. You're probably right there. Oh, we can check it out. Focus. Focus on the right part. It's not going to focus on the thing I want it to focus on, is it? This is a part where you grab a cup of coffee. Okay. Cool. Click. This tea bag, a garbage bucket. We'll get it going. So does this take like forever? Because I see it's being really careful with this one tool head. There's a better view. It's being really careful. So I assume it's trying to map where that pin is in relation to the nozzle, right? And it's going to want to do that for all 5 heads, so they're all calibrated the same. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it measures the exact tip of each nozzle. Okay, got it. Well, let's see. I want... In that case, I want my chair back. My chair. You'll excuse me, we're going to go on a ride here. There we go. And I'm going to sit here. And we're going to kind of watch that out of the corner of our eye. Ugh. 3 hours. I just checked. We've been here 3 hours. And it is calibrating away. I think it's done with 1. Now we're moving on to 2. With a 5 head, you might have to swap as often as I do, as you could have 2.4, 2.6, 1.8, or whatever. That's true. Let's see. See, I got the nozzles. It's going to be so calibrated. That's right. So it's got 4.4 nozzles in there. Looks like I got an additional 3.4 nozzles. I assume as spares. Just going through my nozzles. Here's a 0.6 obsidian. I got 3 of those in 0.6. And then I got 3 brass 0.6s and 3 brass 0.8s. And you can mix and match, right? Like I saw on the slicer, there's an option to say each nozzle has a different size, or each tool head has a different size nozzle in it. So I could, in theory, have a 0.6, like the hardened one, in one tool head, and then like a couple 0.4, a couple 0.8, or something like that. Mix and match them. They added more slice support for mixed nozzles. Good. That's good. Glad to hear that. Because that's pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Because then you could do like anything. If you have like a small part that, or a small detail that's in a specific plastic and it needs to be high detail, well then that can be the 0.4 nozzle. And then the rest to just be fast and 0.8 or something. 0.4 OBX daily driver at 0.6, and then 0.25 and 0.8 brass. Interesting. 0.25, is that for like the fine detail? Like I saw you doing like those cards with the script. You would probably want really fine for that, right? Well, while we're waiting for that, let's check this out. I know the image is mirrored for you, so it might be a little goofy. But let's see. Oh no, that's Chitu Box. Let's pop up Prusa slicer. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was using 0.25 for some text and then 0.4 for the rest. So we have in here, looks like print settings. You can pick on the right here, 5 tool heads, 5 different filaments. You can kind of pick in this drop down menu like what size, like the 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. It even had a preset, like a setting for the Mark II, the Prusa Mark II, which I still have in the basement and I still use. Tea is ready. There we go. And you can have, this is another preset I was playing with, and I was trying to get different settings. And I saw it looked like you could pick by which extruder. which extruder you wanted to do which. I forget where it was, but it looked really neat. It did look really neat. And I had a few things that I had designed. There's a game board that I printed and painted. My wife and I did for like a Asian New Year kind of thing. And I figured instead of painting it, I can just print it in all the different colors. So I have it laid out. There's the board, and then there's the 4 sticks, which are over here. And then these are tokens. So you're supposed to have 4 red and 4 blue tokens. So if I have 5 PLA filaments, this might be a good way to test the printer, just all 5 heads. Put 1 color of PLA in each head, because this is 0.4, you know, it should just work. And then print that, and then I'll have a completed game board set for that game. It's a Korean game. And then that would be a good way to test it. But I don't think I have a blue PLA. I got white, black, and red. I don't think I have blue or yellow, so I'll just get a blue or yellow. Tip that might matter is that it'll print the colors in order of nozzles if they're all in the same layer. Okay, interesting. I know this. Yeah, this. Okay, let's see how it's sliced, because I know I played with it a little bit. I think it's kind of neat that the board looks like the board is mostly black. The board is mostly just black, and then the white pops up on the top. The white and the colors pop up in the top. And the tokens are just like pretty simple. The only thing that has actual height to it are these sticks that they throw. And it looks like it mixes the colors up, which is kind of neat. I know you were showing me how they like can knit together. That's kind of cool too, but I don't think I have that turned on. Say you wanted to do the main outline first, that should be on nozzle 1, detail on 2, and vice versa. Okay, interesting. So yeah, anything that's like the main stuff should be nozzle 1. Put that in nozzle. So in this case, I would probably just put black in nozzle 1. Black and white. White in nozzle 2, yellow in nozzle 3, because if you go all the way down to the bottom. Oh, it does use the other colors, but only a little bit. Okay. Well, it depends. Yeah, I guess it depends. I'll have to mess with it. I'll have to mess with it and see what happens. Which nozzle are we calibrating now? Looks like we're calibrating nozzle 4. We're on nozzle 4. Sometimes do details first so it's cleaner. That's a good point. This thing doesn't have a ton of little tiny details, so it probably doesn't matter. Plus, it's just going to be a game board, and then I'll have an extra one. I'll probably just give it to somebody. But let's see. It is set on 0.15 millimeter speed. I probably don't need speed or 0.15 millimeter. Like there's 0 detail on this. Does this slicer do like variable layer height? Like you can set certain layers to have a finer layer height? Because I think all of it is fine if it's just kind of coarse. And then the tops of these sticks, if I can zoom in, I don't know if you can see. The tops of these sticks will have the stair stepper effect. You know, and I think if I could just put the top layers to be a little more fine, it would get rid of some of that stair step. 0.2 speed, yeah, that's probably better. 0.2 speed. Let's slice that again. See what we got. It does have variable layer heights. Okay, cool. 0.2 speed. Slicing is finished. It will use a total of 309 grams of filament. Mostly black. Let's see, how did I have this set? I think I have this black, white, red, blue, yellow is how it's set. So 148 grams of black, 50 of white, 15 of yellow and red, and 78 of yellow. Or 15 of white and of blue and red. I'm getting all these things mixed up. Anyway, so only 300 grams total across the 5 colors, mostly black. That doesn't make sense. What am I seeing? Yeah, mostly black, followed by yellow. For a full bed of PLA like that, I might suggest a smooth bed for reliability. Okay, good idea. Smooth would be good, because then the back of it would look smooth too. And most of these are kind of small things. Like if you look from the bottom, the yellow things are just long, skinny sticks. These token things are just tiny tokens, but then there's this huge black single sheet that's only a few millimeters thick. What is the print time? With the settings at 0.4 nozzle and 0.2 millimeter layer at speed, normal time 9 hours 54 minutes, stealth 11 hours 28 minutes, 180 tool changes. But this isn't the craziest thing that I had sliced up. Let me show you this other thing. I had we wanted a custom like dice tray for games, and there's a game that we played that's got these drones, and they put out an STL of a drone with a tea tray on its head as like a joke. So I took the tea tray drone and I turned it into a like a dice tray, like recessed it a bit and then flattened it a bit, and then colored it. What? Why does it look goofy? And then colored it to fill the bed with multiple colors to go with kind of their lore. This is like silver metallic, gold metallic, white, blue, and red. And there's a recessed tray on the top. This thing, if we say 0.25 speed with the 0.4 or with the 0.6 millimeter nozzles. I don't remember if I had supports turned on or not. This thing I don't think I am gonna print because like, wow. Calculating. Oh, uh-oh. I don't see supports. I think I gotta turn supports. Big flat PLA stuff. The edges kind of like to curl. So the extra stiction of the smooth bed helps. Okay, that's good. Oh, well, that's not low. Anyway, so it's like a week of print time. It would be quite the silly print. Yeah. Okay, so this is not correct because it doesn't have the supports. Support material, generate supports. How do you do organic supports on this thing? Who cares? I'm not going to print this slice anyway. Let's slice that up and see how much it flips out. I think if I remember right, it was like a 9-day print or something with thousands of tool changes. Okay, we're back to here. Remove calibration pin, install sheet on heat bed. That was only finger tight, but that was pretty tight. Okay. I see the slicer subtly flipping out in the distance. Install sheet on heat bed. Okay, sheet installed. Continue. Heat bed heater check. It's still not done slicing yet. It seems to be heating up. 27 Celsius, 28 Celsius, 29 Celsius, 30. And this is the thing that has like 16 little heat beds, right? Oh, it's done slicing. Check it out. Look at that. Just covered in support material. Uses a total of 3 kilograms of filament. 1 full roll of number 4. What's 4? 4 is the silvery color. So it would use a full roll of a metallic silvery looking filament. And then less than a full roll of the other colors. Oh, this is only 3 days and 11 hours. I wonder what the difference is. Why was it so high before? 1,500 tool changes. That is just crazy. Thought like how much would it cost just to buy all that PLA? Probably not worth it. It looks like there's glitches in it anyway. Like that doesn't look right. Imagine all $100 print. Yeah. Imagine all of that time and then there's like a print flaw. And you're like, ah, crap. Yeah, so probably not going to do that one. It was just me screwing around because I was sitting in a hotel room and I was like, what else am I going to do? Phase stepping, okay. Homing. I guess it passed that test. It didn't give me a warning. Homing. What's it doing? It's picking up tool head number 1. Printed parts or glue them together. Yeah, that would be the safe bet, right? It's moving that around. Calibrating X motor. Running the phase stepping calibration to reduce vibrations. Please wait. Sure, this is another thing where we just have to chill out for 5 minutes. You know, I really don't care how loud the thing is. I just kind of want it to work well. I had a few other things that I had put in, sliced up, and colored, but I don't think any of them are quite as crazy looking. Did I have anything else? Drone table tray front modified. Ground tiles misspelled. So anyway, it's going to be pretty neat. I'm going to have to buy some different colors of filament. I don't have a metallic silver, and I don't have a metallic gold. Are the metallic, like, not the metal flake ones, but just like the faux metal ones, would those need a hardened nozzle? I might have to just put the hardened nozzles in. Because everything I'm printing is going to be big anyway. I don't really need the tiny nozzles. Although I have seen some pretty cool things that people are doing with like 0.2 or whatever nozzles. How small do they go anyway? Like, could you get a nozzle that was like 0.1 or 0.05 or something just insane? The silk ones are normally fine. Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah, the silk, like the silvery looking ones. I mean, I got a bunch of the PC carbon fiber, and then like a PA11. 0.25 is normally the smallest I've seen. That's pretty small. I imagine doing like a really, really big, highly detailed print with a 0.25 nozzle would just be insane. It would be like 2 weeks of print time or something. Although I don't mind waiting. Like that big car back there, that whole thing was printed with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Had to do it again, I'd probably get a 0.8 or some huge nozzle. Overture is decent, cheap brand. It's the old Amazon's basic stuff. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. It seems like filaments and resins, a lot of them aren't as expensive as they used to be, which is kind of nice. I mean, the prices have come down. It's still going. Now it's calibrating the Y motor. I mean, I just noticed the Formlabs Creator Tough Gray resin, which a lot of times is like $35. Right now it's 15. It's $14.99. So I ordered 4 bottles of that. And a lot of filaments, like a roll of PLA used to be $30, and now it's what, like 20, like 15 or 20. A lot of them. You have a wall of filament, if I remember right. Is that correct? You have like a whole wall. I just have stacks of boxes. I probably have only like 30 or 40 rolls total, but only probably 10 different colors. So like a lot of those rolls are black. You know what I mean? Like the one I have right here. In reach. Black. Everything is just black. That was Elegoo PLA PLA Pro. Yeah, each a unique color. You got the rainbow. You can print the rainbow at your place. Half the stuff I print is just black, and I don't care. But some of the stuff that I did that I don't want black, I've painted. Like the Grease Lightning car, that was all printed in black. But even like gaming terrain, I just print it in black or whatever's in the printer really, and then paint it to whatever color I want. Because I never had a multicolored printer. Now I do. So maybe if I get five PLA colors, kind of 5 different terrainy colors, I'll try to print terrain that doesn't need to be painted. Maybe just a wash or something. Because most of it's, and I think most, like from what I heard, the detail, like FDM detail, you can get very thin layer lines, and that's kind of the important bit. So like the resolution of the size of the opening of the nozzle is really only important if you're looking straight from above. And a lot of terrain doesn't have, they'll have like flat tops and you're just going to iron it anyway. If you're going to paint, then it's fine. Yeah, I'm not like printing stuff for other people, so I don't need a selection to go with customers' demands or something. I just print it for myself. And I am my own only customer, and I am very forgiving as far as paint or colors and quality. Hue Forge? What is Hue Forge? Hue Forge. Transform 2D images into stunning photo-like 3D prints. Oh, that's cool. Well, you take a picture of a pizza and it slices it. That's really cool. So you'd be limited by the number of colors in the printer at a time. But so I could do 5 at a time with this. How many colors are in this? I mean, it looks like there's more than 5, but they probably change filament rolls at certain layers. That's kind of neat. What is the printer doing now? Phase stepping calibration completed. Okay. It also layers your 5 colors, so like dithering and talking to count transparency and stuff. Okay, transparency, that's good. Okay, phase stepping done. Go. What else? Is that it? It's everything except this fan test at the top that failed, but all the fans seem to be working. Okay, please complete calibration test before using the printer. Okay, so we're going to update the firmware. In theory, CMYKW, you can print full color. That would be cool. But how does it, I mean, you would just end up with dots then. To get the colors, you would end up with dots, kind of like looking close at a screen with the colored dots. That would still be kind of neat for like, especially for like a wall art thing. That would be really cool. Okay, so firmware. I still don't know if I guessed my password correctly. Network status? No. Network status is no. Wi-Fi? No. NA, I must have put in the wrong password. Well, I'm gonna grab the, where did I put the USB? Here we go. Okay. USB, let's get the USB. Firmware, it said 6.2, 6.2.4 firmware. 6.2.5, here's the new one. Okay, and then I assume you just plug it in and it'll it'll pick it up. Where is the USB port on this thing? There it is. I need to be better at being a cameraman. So let's stick the USB in there. Oh, of course. Loading, keychain, G code. We're going to go back. Plug in and reboot. Okay. Well, in that case, power down. Power back up. So it's going to search the USB for the most up-to-date firmware. There it goes. Go. Wouldn't it suck if I then had to calibrate everything all over again? Really hope that's not the case. Flashing firmware. This thing does a whole lot of flashing, doesn't it? Shouldn't need to for minor updates. That's good. It's just going like one digit higher. Installing. Preparing, always preparing. Just go. Did have to when switching from one head to two head. That kind of makes sense because you're adding a significant extra thing on. Resets all your print stats and everything. That sucks. Flashing a dwarf again. Can I zoom on this? Oh, I can zoom in the stream. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that before everyone gets upset. Flashing. Come on, I just want to print something. Can't I print a benchy or something? Zooming in on the flashing dwarf, yes. And instant strike. Please complete calibration and test before using the printer. Okay, so we're back to that again. Settings. Where was all that stuff? Where was the fan thing? Control? Control. Enclosure, no. Cold pull, calibration and test. There we go. Okay, so those are all good. This ain't. Let's try that again. This part always worked. The hot end fan worked. Okay, come on, fingers crossed. Dope, failed again. Okay, let's just skip that. I'm gonna have to send an email to the Prusa guy, I think. What prints are on this thing anyway? Herringbone planetary gear, first layer test, a buddy, a bonkers benchy. What should I do? Should I try the bonkers benchy? Might have to do email or chat. Yeah. Herringbone planetary gear. I want to try bonkers benchy. Wait, no, hang on. I don't have any filament loaded. Let's go back. Let's go back. Filament. Gotta load filament, pick tool number 1, PLA. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go to this cam. It'll prompt for filament when you start a print. Okay, that's good. Okay, load, now it's heating. I'm gonna load this into number 1. Gauge. Still heating. It's up to 165, the nozzle. That's cool. You can kind of see it going whoop. Let's see. It's not quite hot enough. It's still heating. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's going. It's going. Loading to nozzle, purging. Purging. There it is. Is the color correct? Yes, it is. Okay, good, good. Let's do bonkers benchy. Continue. Please complete calibrations. Print. The keychain was inspiration for a lot of businesses that basically paid for the printer. Interesting. Now the bed's heating. Cool. I wonder just how bonkers it's going to be. Hopefully very bonkers. There it goes. Okay. Stuff's happening. File name says 12 minutes. I noticed that. That's insane. Truly bonkers if it's true. Absorbing heat. 2 minutes and 15 seconds of absorbing heat. I assume that's heat soaking. It's heat soaking the bed or something. That's a good idea. The Centauri Carbon does not heat soak ahead of time. In fact, I don't think it finishes heating up the bed before it just starts printing. Have not had an issue with that yet, but it makes me nervous. The K1 Max, that was real bad. If you don't heat soak, if you don't like manually heat soak the bed before starting the print, the bed is so out of level that it can throw the printer off. That's the K1 Max. I kind of wouldn't suggest Creality FDM printers. So I only have 2 Creality FDM printers, and both of them are currently in various stages of broken. Learn just let it finish instead of skipping it? Yeah. I mean, I'll just let it finish. It's only 1 minute and 20 seconds left. One minute and 13. It feels like they should add that to the time it takes to print the Benchy, though. Have you seen the videos? Like, there's someone that they're trying to print a Benchy in like 2 minutes or something, and it looks like they got an Ender 3 with like a leaf blower attached to the side of it. Less than a minute. ABS like 12 minutes of soak. Wow. I mean, if it makes your print work, if it's the difference between a good and a bad print, 12 minutes is more than worth it. It's like you want to save 12 minutes and then like let it fail after an hour? Like, no, that's not good. Then you got to redo it. And good call on building the enclosure at another point. So I want to get these. I want to get this fan thing to like work and give me green checks. 15 seconds. Three, two, 1, 0. All right, it's bed leveling, but only that little corner. That's neat. I'll bring in closer. It says it's bonkers. Let's see just how fast it goes once it actually starts going. Extruder 1 heating now. Waiting, waiting. 200 degrees. What? It's going. It's heating up to 230 for this. Next change in NA. Now it says printing time 4 minutes. That doesn't make sense. 12 minutes. Remaining time 12 minutes. And it just glooped a whole bunch of filament off the edge. Yeah, it's going pretty fast. Come on. I just heard the fan kick in. It is going pretty fast. Oh, it's printing it hollow? A hollow Benchy? Oh, or is it just very little support material? Okay. Barely makes any noise. Yeah, it's really quiet. Most newer printers that I've noticed are very quiet, except the Formlabs one over there is pretty loud, but the firmware update that quieted it down a little bit. It's still pretty loud. Okay, so it's just extremely sparse infill. Lightning infill, okay. Man, it's a long ways up already. It's actually really, really fast. Wow. I mean, I assume this isn't going to be a highly high quality Benchy, but it's still pretty nuts. Minimum viable infill, yeah. Wow. That's kind of neat. Yeah, it doesn't waste any time or space, does it? This is probably going to be the lightest Benchy I've ever picked up. There's hardly any plastic there. And my camera just does not want to focus on that. Not at all. Do not adjust your television or eyes. It is indeed my fault. Wow. Look at the spool going. Yeah, it's turning pretty fast. Oh, we already got the deck. It's going. Motion system is fast enough you can get speed and detail. Yeah, I've noticed it's moving so quick. I mean, I'm sure you'd save time, especially on a bigger low detail thing like that car back there. It'd probably go a lot faster with 0.6 but or 0.8 or something. But this is pretty fast. And you know, it said the fan wasn't running, but that fan sure is running. That's the print fan that kept giving me the failure. So like it's clearly operating. Maybe the computer is just not reading the RPM or something. I don't know. It already has a visible hull line. I wonder if they're ever going to figure out what that's all about. And you know, I was thinking with these sensors being here, you really don't need to use these. You can build like a side thing with like tubes going up to match, right? That would be pretty easy. Only I could get the camera to focus and not on the tool head. Like just focus on the benchy and stop changing the focus. Directly into a dry box, that's what I was thinking. Looks like it's almost got the front of the hull done too. Crazy. So when it goes to change tool heads, does it also move really fast? Like fly back, drop one off, go or fly back out? I'm glad this is like a wood bench on concrete. 'Cause this thing could shake quite a bit. You can kind of see it shaking, especially if I just focus on this. We're at 59%. 59% benchy completion. Put a nice thick rubber sheet of head on the bottom panel. That's a good idea. Table shakes pretty good though. This one's shaking for sure. Like, let me see. Put my T there, and you see how it's not sitting still? Oh, it's to the fun part where it's just skip. Oh, did I lose you? It said reconnecting, like I lost it. Sounds like a squirrel fussing it. Yeah, it does. Stream is still fine. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it said reconnecting on me. All right, we're almost to the top of the window. There we go. Now it's bridging across. Oh, there we go. We got a roof. It is just appearing before your very eyes. Almost there. And there we go. All done. One bonkers benchy. Take a look at that. Is this the highest quality benchy I've ever seen? No. But it is a benchy. 100%. Looks pretty good. And it was in like 12 minutes. Wow. Wow. Pretty good, actually. For bonkers fast. It's far from the worst you've seen. Exactly. That's pretty good. Well, that brings us to 4 hours on stream from setting up to bonkers benchy. So I think I'm probably going to end it there because we do have some family stuff we got to do in about an hour. And yeah, I will send a message to Prusa and see what's up with that fan thing. But like the fans are running and clearly it's printing. So it's probably just a glitch somewhere and not actually a hardware issue or anything like that. So yeah, there we have it. Prusa XL, 5 head, unboxed, put together, calibrated, speed benchy 4 hours. I will not be putting the enclosure together today, but I might screw with the printer a bit more. I will see all of you in the future, hopefully, and maybe I'll stream putting the enclosure together once I get the printer get going and get some of the PLA stuff working. Cool. Thank you, ZK, for stopping by. Excited for you. Thank you very much. I am also excited for me. And Phantom Pinecone, thank you for sticking around this entire time. That was very awesome. And I will see y'all next time. Join the Discord. If you're watching and you're not ZK and Pinecone, who's already on the Discord, check it out. Don't be surprised if it doesn't have the word printer in the title. So I will see all you guys next time. As soon as I find where the button is to turn the stream off. There we go.